Okay, part 3, Romans chapter 2, verses 17 through 29. Now you, if you call yourself a Jew, if you rely on the law and brag about your relationship to God, if you know His will and approve of what is superior because you are instructed by the law, if you are convinced that you are a guide for the blind, a light for those who are in the dark, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of infants, because you have in the law the embodiment of knowledge and truth, you then, who teach others, do you not teach yourself? You who preach against stealing, do you steal? You who say that people should not commit adultery, do you commit adultery? You who abhor idols, do you rob temples? You who brag about the law, do you dishonor God by breaking the law? As it is written, God's name is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you. Circumcision has value if you observe the law, but if you break the law, you have become as though you had not been circumcised. If those who are not circumcised keep the law's requirements, will they not be regarded as though they were circumcised? The one who is not circumcised physically and yet obeys the law will condemn you, who, even though you have the written code and circumcision, are a lawbreaker. A man is not a Jew if he is only one outwardly, nor is circumcision merely outward and physical. No, a man is a Jew if he is one inwardly, and circumcision is circumcision of the heart, not by the Spirit, not by the written code. Such a man's praise is not from men, but from God. Okay, this whole section is getting across the idea that people who are Jewish, who at that time believed in the Jewish law, believed in the one God, and they went through and did many things. Now, why can Paul talk about these men? Because he was one. He was one as such that he murdered Christians. He punished Christians. He tortured them. He did things that I don't know if he ever got over. I pray that towards the end of his life, he knew the grace of God and the love of God so much for him that he didn't really think about the early days. But the truth is that he knew he had a major sin in his life, and he instead got an opportunity to be saved by Jesus and to help save many, many people around the world. Many people would argue that Paul's ministry really helped to reach the whole known world of that time. If you look at the people who were saved and then what happened to them in subsequent years. Now, what can we learn from this? We have to be careful not to have our Christianity be outward. Now, if you go to 25 through 27, don't do outward circumcision or wear the right clothes or say the right things, because that is not Christianity. 28, talking about a Jew if he's inwardly, not just outwardly. That if Gentiles follow the Lord, Gentiles do what needs to be done, then they are closer to the kingdom. They are forgiven. And the ones who are religious and who pretend to do everything but are really breaking the commandments, they are in real trouble, because they actually mock the name of Judaism, or if Christians do that, they mock the name of Christianity in the world, and nobody sees that Christians are really who they are, of Jesus. That means perfection and glory and kindness. So what can we do with this? Well, what we can do is, first of all, start with ourselves. Lord, let me be honest. Lord, let me try to take care of the things that I don't take care of, so that I can only owe a debt of love and not any other debt. If you're starting to minister and be the apostolic man or woman that you're called to release people into the faith, to release people into service, to release missions and ministries all over the world, you have to take care of things. I have to take care of things. We are responsible. One other way to handle it is beware of the sins you do, because there will always be a recourse. There will always be punishment and something that you will have to do as a result of the sin. You are forgiven and it's forgotten by God, but you still have to pay the penalty, especially if there's something serious you've done that has harmed someone else and the law gets involved, as in not the law of God but the police. So what can we do? Ask Jesus to make you an inward man, an inward woman, where your faith is inward and growing deeper and deeper within you. And then because of that, then your outward man, your outward person will become more of what Jesus really is. If we're honest and just say where we're at, then people will give us advice on how to get better, but people will not try to take you down when they find out how bad you are. They'll instead try to love you and help you get to be who you are as a man or a woman of God. Bless you. We're going to go to chapter 3 next. Bye-bye.